Hello PS50Q families, my name is Sean Meyer and I'm one of the physical education teachers at your child's school, and on behalf of Mr. David Goodman I will be going over a brief presentation on what goes on in physical education for grades kindergarten through second grade. So what I will be going over today is the skills that are being taught for kindergarten through second grade, as well as grade level appropriateness, how we are grading your child, an example of a typical class in case you missed it a month ago, our presentation then. So let's get started. So the skills that are being taught to kindergarten through second grade are going to be locomotor skills, non-locomotor skills, some spatial awareness, foot skills like soccer, throwing like baseball, football, catching and tracking for baseball, as well as volleyball, tag games, some rock, paper, scissors games. We will be going over jump rope and hula hoop, which was one of my favorites. We'll do some yoga, some cardio drumming, which is super exciting. Recess games, dribbling and hand skills, which is basically basketball, teaching them the basics and then moving them on up. Volleying for volleyball, and as well as hockey. What I mean by grade level appropriateness is each grade is learning a different skill towards dribbling or some soccer skills. They're not all doing the same exact thing because that doesn't make sense. Just like in kindergarten, you're learning your numbers, you're learning how to do a little bit adding, and as you move up, you work on harder skills. Same thing goes on in physical education. So you can see here, if we work on dribbling / hand skills, kindergarten, what they should be able to do is bounce the ball with two hands. We're not worried about if they can dribble up and down the court and shoot. That's not appropriate for them. First grade, they start to really learn how to bounce with one hand. Now, that's not to say that some kindergartens can't bounce with one hand, but what they should be able to do is bounce with two hands. And then going on to first grade, they should be able to bounce with one hand. I'm sure some of them can do a little bit more than that, but that's what we're focusing on. And in second grade, they should be able to bounce a ball while traveling with it. So basically dribbling like in basketball. How we grade in kindergarten through second grade is based on three things. The first one is they get an overall grade, which encompasses number 2 and also number 3. So basically, we're looking for, are they behaving correctly? Are they paying attention? Are they following the rules? Are they participating? And are they on task? That's how we get their overall grade. Number 2, do they participate in physical activity and demonstrate ability in age-appropriate movement, control, and fitness skills? We're not seeing if they're the best at it, but are they doing it to try to achieve a great level of physical activity? Last, are they demonstrating an understanding of basic parts of health-related fitness and the connection between physical activity and wellness? Basically, we want to see, are they understanding I'm moving for a purpose? Not just because, hey, it's a lot of fun, but I'm moving to get my heart rate up, I'm sweating a little bit, that's good for my body. Do they understand those basic things? So when you see your child's grade on the report card, their overall grade basically encompasses everything that's going on, and then 2 and 3 are a little bit more direct on what we're looking for. So let's go over an example of a typical class in the gym. For this one, we're going to focus on locomotor movements, which is just movements around. So when they come in, we talk about what we're going to do for the day. We start with a warm-up activity. That could be a video led on the screen. It could be me and Mr. Goodman showing them how to do things, some dancing, some other types of warm-ups. Then we sit down and we talk about what are locomotor movements. After we talk about it, we have discussions. Sometimes we do a turn and talk where they talk to the friends about what they know or what they're looking forward to. We move on to the main activity, and we'll explain the main activity to them. And then after that, when they're done, we will cool down and stretch to get them to relax. So when they go back to class, they're ready to go. So first off, this could be a typical warm-up. We jog in place for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, we switch the screen and we do arm circles, and then we move on. We do calf raises 25 times. Again, this changes. It's not always the same. They could do some bicep curls, getting their arms ready, some side lunges, really getting those legs going. And then we sit down, we bring the class in, and we sit in front of the screen and we talk about what are locomotor movements. And we explain to them it's moving from one place to another. There are 9 different movements that we talk about. We talk about walking, hopping, sidestepping, leaping, galloping, skipping, running, jogging, and jumping. We talked about them. We ask them if they've done those things before. And then we talk about what we're going to do for the class time. So for line movements, line locomotor movements, we would split them into teams almost like relay style, and the teams will sit behind a cone and they'll wait for directions. The first person on line will perform one of the locomotive movements chosen by the teachers. It could be walk, and they walk from one cone and then back over. I know it's a very simple thing, but it's also getting them to understand when we do relays like this that they're able to do it. Then when the student gets back, they will go to the end of the line and the next students go. And we're going to keep doing that, and the teachers will switch the movements. So then what we do is we split them up into their teams, they wait for the directions, and we put up on the screen the first locomotive movement we're going to do. So for this one, it would be walking. They're going to walk to the cone, they're going to walk back. We do that for 2 or 3 minutes, then we change the locomotive movement. We go into sidestepping. They do that for 2 or 3 minutes. Again, they're taking turns. We move on to galloping, skipping, hopping, jumping, jogging. Again, we go through all the movements, we explain it to them, and then we have them go back and forth for those 2 or 3 minutes. If we notice that they're struggling with any of those skills, we repeat them, or we pull a student to the side and say, all right, this is how you're supposed to do it, and then we go on from there. And during this time, it gives me and Mr. Goodman a good idea when we assess the students when we're doing this. We can assess them really quickly and really easily, and we can see who needs help. If the entire class needs help with some, certain students need help, we can pull them to the side real quick and get them going with that. And then at the end of class, we go back to something we call our home spots. Just like in class, they have a certain spot where they sit. We also have certain spots where they sit in the gym, about 2 or 3 feet apart from each other. And when they go back there, they start stretching. So up here, it says side neck stretch. They hold it for 30 seconds and they switch. So we have the counter over here. And they know that when it gets to 30 seconds, they switch to the other side. So they're stretching the other side of the neck. When that goes down, we switch the screen. They go into something called butterfly stretch, where they're just sitting and putting their legs in a butterfly position. Once 30 seconds hits, we move on, and then we go down the line from there, and we keep doing those stretches, and then we line up, and their teacher is here to get them. So if you guys ever have any questions about what's going on, you can call the main office. You can get our direct extension, you can email us, and whatever you feel. But I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Have a good day.